welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset. Week 5, Game 6. I'm with the head coach of the Blackman Blaze, Coach Philip Shadowens. Coach, last Friday night you were at Stewart's Creek. Talk a little bit about the game.
They came out and scored first drive, which was disappointing for our defense. I think we played pretty well. Give them credit; they did a good job. We scored, the next 49 points, but yet it was a fight. It wasn't as easy as that score sounds like. I think it ended up being they scored at the end, made it 49-14. But certainly their kids played really hard. I thought we played average at best, and give them credit for that. But I thought it was the first time all year long we didn't play with the kind of focus it takes, and we need to play with. But we won another football game, and we're able to do some really good things. But certainly not the kind of effort that we expect from our kids, not the kind of effort they expect from themselves. They were discouraged at times about how they played, and we've had a great week of practice, and we're ready to move forward now.
5-0, look to be 6-0 real soon, working towards that and everything. How are you doing on certain, I know you follow a lot of stats, a lot of figures, and certainly they don't win ball games, but they do tell the tale of the story of the game a lot of times. How are you doing on certain stats like fourth down, they punt the ball to you, you get the ball. How's your ratio to score and such as in that? And then if you do punt the ball back to them, how's your ratio in you getting that ball back? Are you getting better as far as closing the gap as far as, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, the thing offensively that our stat says is that only we have stopped ourselves so far, especially the last 4 games. Anytime that we haven't scored has been due to a turnover or a big time penalty, but usually it's been due to a turnover if we hadn't scored. So. And granted, our opponents have not been as good as we are, and we should be scoring every possession. The thing that we addressed our offense with is that, bottom line is that we feel like we're good enough offensively with enough weapons and an offensive line and all the other things that go with that nobody should be able to stop us. Only we can stop ourselves, and at times we've been doing that. So we want to clean that up. We want to execute and be as perfect as possible offensively. We want to make someone else stop us instead of us stopping ourselves. So Independence is good enough to do that. They played Ravenwood last week. They did lose. It was the first loss. They lost 21-7, but really shut down Ravenwood completely, totally in the second half, and turned the ball over 4 times and lost 21-7. Should have probably won the football game. So,
but gave it away.
Gave it away. We're playing the best football team we've played since Oakland. Not any doubt about that, and so it'll be a great challenge for our football team. And those stats, I think sometimes the stats are overrated, but defensively, the stats are good the first 3 quarters. Now, last Friday night we gave up an opening drive. We hadn't been doing that. We did that week 1 or week 0, and we did it last week. Other than that, we haven't done that. But we got to come out ready to play, and when you don't, it's kind of inexcusable. And certainly. But our defense has played terrific throughout the year, so we expect us to take another step forward tomorrow night. And we're going to do that with some injuries too. We got some injuries and some kids out. We've lost 4 starters might be playing tomorrow night, so it's going to be an opportunity for some other kids to make plays.
I asked the other 2 coaches in the interview earlier this week who they probably looked up to, or who they followed, or who they studied, or whatever. Me, I'm a salesperson. I love Zig Ziglar when I studied a lot of his stuff. I love announcing games, as you know, and I've followed Eli Gold a long time and stuff. Coaches, who do you try to look at and say, that's kind of my style. That's who I want to be like, or who that appeal to that?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I think first and foremost, my father, Donnie Carter, Mr. Rakes. Those are way more personal to me than there's other people. I have a picture of Paul Bear Bryant. I have a picture of Vince Lombardi on my wall in my study at home. But I want to be Philip Shadowens, but who molded that was my dad, Mr. Rakes, and Coach Carter. And those are the 3 that I learned the most from. I want to love kids. I want to mold myself more after God than I do a human being, and I fail at that miserably a lot of times. But I'm not about trying to be someone else. I'm about being me, and those 3 men had the biggest impact on my life as far as making me who I am, and I just want to love kids and teach them a little bit about football and a lot about life, and that's really my goal as a football coach here at Blackman High School. It's not about being like one of those other guys. There were a lot of people I looked up to as a child, a lot of players, a lot of coaches, but who I try to mold myself after is probably the 3 men who had the biggest impact on my life.
Anything else for the fans or anything other than just make the trip to trip on Independence to Williamson County?
That'll be a fun game. I mean, they're very talented. They throw the ball a lot. Obviously, they were both two spread attacks, and so it could be an offensively a big night for a couple of teams. Hopefully, our defense doesn't allow that to happen, and hopefully, we continue to execute offensively better and better. But should be a great game. Should be a fun game, and it's an opportunity to be 6-0 and really be 1-0 this week, as we talked about. But
and that'll be the first time if they do reach that pinnacle that Blackman's been 6-0, right?
I don't know. I mean, probably. I think you're right.
Yeah,
I mean, school's 14 years old. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember them being.
But that, I don't know for sure about
another
that.
stat.
Right, that's stats. You know me, I'm not overly big into stats, but certainly it's an opportunity for our football team to get to 6-0 at this point of the year, and that's a great accomplishment in itself, and that means you're doing things and you're getting better. But that's the main thing. If we just get better this week, we'll take care of business on the scoreboard. It's about us playing like Blackman's supposed to play. If we do that, we'll win.
Physical as always tomorrow night at 7 o'clock over at Independence High School. Blackman Blaze and Independence. You be there.